Hey guys, Adam here, and welcome to another On the Couch. Today is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And I like it. It's a good movie. Is it the best one this year? No. No, it's not. But it's definitely a, it's definitely a good remake of Battle for the Planet of the Apes. Honestly, I'm not kidding. It's definitely, there are similarities between this movie and Battle for the Planet of the Apes. There is. The plot is, it's been 10 years since the viral outbreak, as the world calls it, the simian flu. Caesar and his colony of apes have resided within the redwood forest in San Francisco. Basically, the entire world has gone to hell. Nature has taken over the city again, and Caesar and his colony have built a civilization out in the wilderness. No contact with anybody, no humans. So they believe humans are dead. Well, humans have moved back into San Francisco. And so tensions rise as humans go to the ape colony in order to ask them to help them with getting power back on for San Francisco. Meanwhile, a conspiracy against Caesar is being plotted within his own ranks, in order for there to be a war between ape and human, so that the apes can finally exterminate the humans. Like I said, this is very much a somewhat of a, well, let me say this. The Rise was a very loose remake of Conquest. This one is the much closer remake of Battle. Except this one's a little more bittersweet than the last one is. The similarities are there. It might hurt this movie, but for any ape fan for anyone who's a fan of the original movies, it's going to be very distracting with seeing these similarities. But hopefully you'll be able to look past it and just enjoy the movie, because it is a good movie. It's definitely a good story, despite it being set very much battle, and the acting's really good. Andy Serkis has never been this good in almost anything he has been in, and he is fantastic in this movie playing Caesar. And like I said, fuck the Academy for saying no to Andy Serkis getting an Oscar for anything just because he's doing motion capture. Fuck that. Oh my god, yeah, it's really good. I do like it. But again, like I said, it's very similar to it is pretty much kind of a remake of Battle of the Planet of the Apes. And I know I'm saying that so many times, but it's there. It is kind of distracting. I like it, but those similarities are very distracting. But the acting with the apes are really good. Whether they're doing sign language, you can still see their emotions in their faces. When they're talking, when they talk is really emotional. It really is, especially when they're talking. One ape is talking and the other's doing sign language. It's still really good, because it's the interactions and the CGI, the motion capture and CGI in this is a lot better than it was in the first one. It really is. I'm not saying that there's a lot of it, all the CGI is great, and there are moments where it's still obviously CGI, but it's not so it's not as frequent as in the last movie. I will say this though, despite it being, God, I'm sounding like a broken record right now. Despite it being similar to Battle, I gotta say, Koba, the scarred ape, he's a bonobo, and he's a bonobo. Anyway, the scarred bonobo from the first movie, the one that inhales the deadly Alzheimer's cure that becomes the virus that wipes out humanity. He is definitely a runner. He's definitely, if I would do a top 10 list of the best villains this year, he'd definitely be in my list. Because, again, he's very similar to the villain in Battle for the Planet of the Apes, but here he's actually a little more menacing. He's more menacing, and there's a reason why he's doing it. So when he does it, you kind of understand, but at the same time, you're just going, God, this guy is really, really eating. Is really, really, really evil. The humans. I was like I said in my Rise review. One of the biggest problems I had with that movie was how everyone that wasn't James Franco was a horrible, horrible human being. This time, you get why the humans don't like the apes. There's a reason why some of them are either fearful of them, despise them, just straight up are hostile towards them. You get why. There's a reason, there's a rhyme and a reason for them to be that way. But they're not horrible people. Even Gary Oldman's not a bad guy. He's just a guy who's lost everything and is trying to keep order. And he believes wiping out the very beings that he deemed responsible for the outbreak, despite it not really being their fault, is the only way to maintain order and be able to have humanity prosper again. But you get why. You get why. With that said, they're kind of boring. They really are. I mean, they're not bad characters. They're just bland. I guess the reason being because they are stereotypes, but at the same time, they're just not as. Despite having the problems of the first movie, of how the humans are portrayed in the first movie, they were kind of memorable. They really were. You had the evil boss, the greedy boss. You had the kind scientist and his girlfriend. You had the sick father. You had Draco Malfoy and you had Brian Cox. Here, all you got is the nice, caring guy who wants to bring peace, who wants the humans and apes to coexist. Let me say it this way, and it is very evident here. On both sides of the human and the apes, there are going to be characters that are going to be like counterparts to each other. So you got Caesar and the male human lead. They're counterparts. They respect one another. But they also want to coexist with one another. So you got those. You got Cornelia, Caesar's wife, and you got the human female, played by Kerry Russell. Their counterparts. You got the teenage son on the human side, played by Cody Smith McPhee, and you got the teenage son and on Caesar's teenage son again. Again, counterparts. And of course, you also got like Gary Oldman and Koba, the scarred bonobo. Again, counterparts. I think that's one of the reasons why they're kind of boring, is because you're just seeing human versions of the apes. That's it. I'm not saying they're bad characters, but you got to add a little more than just human version of Caesar, human version of Koba. For the hell of it, let's make the nice black guy the human version of Maurice the orangutan. I don't know. I just pulled shit out of my ass. I'm probably gonna get chewed out for that. But yeah, it's not bad. The action's really good. The fight scenes are really good. The trailers do kind of throw you for a loop on how things are going to happen, because you think it's really going to end up being very, 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 very sad ending like the other movies were. And it is sort of. It sort of is, but it's not overly, it's not like tragic in the sense of like Beneath the Planet of the Apes or Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. Battle for the Planet of the Apes is open to debate on how that depending on how you interpret the ending. Although I wouldn't recommend seeing it in 3D, because there's one scene, and the scene's good, the shot's good, but because it's 3D, it'll start giving you a migraine and make you a little disoriented. So be careful with that if you go see it in 3D. Although I wouldn't 3D's not bad. It's just I wouldn't recommend it there. The opening scene though is really, really good in 3D, but that's just about it. I don't want to go into the spoilers too much, because like I said, it's not a bad movie. It really isn't. I do like it. So with that said, I give Dawn of the Planet of the Apes a 7 out of 10. I do recommend it. I really do. So despite if you are an ape fan, you're going to find the similarities between this and Battle. But hopefully you'll be willing to look past those and just judge it as a standalone movie yourselves. We'll be back with trailers in a little bit. All right, hang on. All right, so here's some trailers. I got a few new ones. Fair warning though, I might have missed one or half of one. I know I missed half of one because, for whatever fucking reason, and this has happened before, whoever's doing the projector sucks. The fucking moron up in the projector sucks at keeping the picture on there and the audio. It's like the person falls asleep or just turns it on and doesn't bother and just walks away, which is irritating. I really am tired of that. So I might have missed one trailer, or just half. I know I missed half a trailer, but I might have missed another one. I don't know. First one is A Most Wanted Man. This is, I believe, Philip Seymour Hoffman's last, final completed film. It's adapted from the book by the author of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, which I gotta really see. And it's about German spies hunting down potential terrorists. Philip Seymour Hoffman with a German accent. Honestly, I never thought that was ever going to happen. Funny thing, though, I was, like a year or two ago, I was watching Hellsing Ultimate, the anime, and of course also reading the manga again. The main villain called the Major is like this short little fat blonde Nazi. And all I could see, there were only two people I could see playing that role. Giovanni Ribisi or Philip Seymour Hoffman, and I was always aiming for Philip Seymour Hoffman. It might not be Hellsing, but I'm glad I'm finally going to see Philip Seymour Hoffman with a German accent. Oh my god. And of course we also got Willem Dafoe with a German accent. So that's ripe for greatness right there. Robin Wright's also in it. I didn't recognize her at all because, for one thing, I'm not watching Princess Bride or Forrest Gump, so of course I didn't recognize her at first. But she's also got like, her hair is also cut really, really short, and it's black, so I thought she was someone else. No, it's Robin Wright. I'm thinking, damn, she still looks good. I also got Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. I really want to see this movie, but two reasons are keeping me from doing it. Of course, I'll still see it, but two reasons are keeping me from either doing it or liking it. One is I will be moving into my college dorm on that week, so I probably won't have time to do it. Second, this is me being a nerd, but Frank Miller really used to be a very respectable person. I probably mentioned this before, excuse me, but he used to be a very respectable person in the comic book community. He really did. And then he went back fucking insane. He went insane. He's not a good writer. I've read some of his, or I've read or seen or watched on some of his other, like some review show, comic book review shows. Linkaro being the top one, being the big one. How he writes the dialogue is so shitty. It baffles me as how is this Frank Miller? And I like the spirit. The movie, I mean, I know it's a piece of shit. I really do. But even I was aware that there was no way this was Frank Miller. If this was anybody else, I could buy it. But the fact that it was Frank Miller directing this movie, a man who brought Batman back to his roots, who gave us 300, the Sin City comics, all those. Now he's doing All-Star Batman and Robin, which sucks. One issue into that, and I'm going, this is insulting to my intelligence and everything I hold near and dear about Batman. It really, really fucking hurts. So I really want to like this movie, but I just can't because Frank Miller co-wrote it and is co-directing it, and I just know he's just gonna cause problems because of his new writing style. Now, and of course, this was where the projector crapped out on me. Of course, I got Unbroken. It's Angelina Jolie's new directorial movie. It's about a guy who I assume was a Olympics runner track and field star who goes to war, like during World War II. He fights in the Pacific and he gets caught. He gets captured. He's a POW. And my God, the goddamn, like, Japanese POWs may not be as bad as Nazi POWs, but holy fuck, like the head Japanese officer over at that POW is giving this guy shit. Like, he's forcing like a long line of American soldiers to beat the crap out of him, and the dude's just like, yeah, hit me, and he's also proven he can lift a freaking an I-beam above his head, which he does, and the officers are like, huh? Okay, that was racist, but you get my point. But you probably get my drift on that. I might go see it. I definitely will go see it. Next, I got The Judge, which is Robert Downey Jr. being a dick, which is always great to see. Robert Duvall plays his father, who is charged with murder. And so Robert Downey Jr. has to defend him. So that's, yeah, sounds like a John Grisham movie. I think it is, but who knows? I got Fury again. I got a new trailer for Gone Girl. I had no idea Neil Patrick Harris was in this movie. None. I never saw him in the last one. I see him in this one. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he looks intimidating. And this is Neil Patrick fucking Harris. There's no way he can be that intimidating. And again, Tyler Perry's in this, and when he talks like this. I'm Tyler Perry. I make a lot of money because dumb white people go see my shit. Fuck you, Tyler Perry. Still got the stain of Alex Cross on me. Oh, God, I hated that movie. I also got Exodus, Gods and Kings. This is Ridley Scott's take on Moses. It's an alright trailer. It really is. I mean, for me, Prince of Egypt and Ten Commandments will always be my favorite interpretations. But who knows, maybe this will be good. Christian Bale's Moses, so that should be really, really interesting to see. Oh my God. So yeah, that's it. That's it on trailers. I got nothing else this week, but next week is Sex Tape, which I might not end up seeing, so I'll be seeing two movies, which is Planes, Fire and Rescue, and The Purge Anarchy, and I'm going to try and get a rewind on that if it's over at Redbox, and I promise you I will do my best on that. So I'll see you guys next time, yeah, Dawn of Playing Apes. Go see it. Bye.